There we go. Okay, look at Ilchus Fin Halacha Hey. We are holding by Lamed Ches, right? We finished Lamed Zayin.
Can you move this up?
You have to move him up too.
That's all right.
So we said,
Would you be interested in moving?
No, doesn't matter.
וזהו ויחי יסרו 100 שנה ו20 שנה ו7 שנים שני יחי. So this is the days of Sarah Meinu were 100 years, 20 years, and 7 years. The years of the lives of Sarah. It says, Arba Pamim Shana. This is, he mentions the word Shana 4 times. This is parallel to the 4 pashas of the film. We represent the Ikar Chayes Hashanim Shechaya Adam. The main life force that the person lives is represented in these 4 times of Shana. This is what Chazal said in Machshis Rabbah, but what does it mean? ויחי יסרו 100 שנה ו20 שנה ו7 שנים שני חיי שרה. What does it mean to say? It means to say it says bas 100 k'bas 10. You know, she's 100 years old and like 20 years old. But 10 and 20 years old k'bas 7, like 7 years old. Hainu kanal, Iker ze Iker Shleimus. That's the epitome of perfection. That a person should start living each and every time. That even when a person actually reaches old age, he should, in his own eyes, he should be like a total baby. He didn't even start to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The person should start each and every time brand new. זה בחינת בס 100 כבס 20, בס 20 כבס 7, שני חייסור, כולן שווים לטובת. They are all equally good. ככל מה שמזכין הצדיק, the older the tzaddik gets, ודאי יניק בינה. He's still extremely young, he didn't even start. כאילו תינוק עדיין, it's just a baby. But this is how he adds in his avodah each and every time. This is how a person actually achieves a long life. That his entire days and years are actually years of real life. The illusion that we sort of like grab into is people feel it's also the source that leads to what we call a midlife crisis by men, and by women as well, but especially by men. You know, that suddenly, you know, fully grown men start buying motorcycles, growing their hair long, you know, divorcing their wives, and looking for somebody who was 20 years younger. Because they feel that they haven't accomplished anything in their lives. Suddenly they come face to face with their own mortality, and they you know, it's just like, what have I done? I'm still young, and you know, I'm still young, I can still whatever, and look at me, I'm stuck with this hag. You know, look at her, she's all, you know, wrinkled and everything. It's kind of like a, when in truth, it comes from a point of view that the person feels that he should accomplish something in his life. He should become something, he should become somebody.
He's trying to renew himself?
No, he's not trying to renew himself. He's just looking at himself and says, what have I accomplished? I didn't accomplish anything. You know, all my life is just a series of fits and starts. You know, it's just like, I started and I failed, and I started and I failed.
So he's trying to start again.
No. Basically, he feels like the clock is ticking. The main thing is that we all have an urge to become somebody. We want to, you know, either you want to be a Rav or you want to be, you want to.
Yeah. In football, when you have a false start, you get penalized. So most probably people, when they want to restart, but when it's a false start, then they go. If it's false, they go back.
5 yards back. 10 yards. 5 yards.
5 yards.
5 yards.
Yeah.
Everything is predicated on the idea of accomplishment. If you didn't accomplish, then what good are you? If you don't call you a rabbi or a doctor or a lawyer or a millionaire or a rock star, whatever it is, what did you do? What did you accomplish? You're nothing. You're just like just a bum. Why did you live? But the truth of the matter is, this is not a lav b'chlal. That's what we say every morning in Shachas. Anshe Hashem ki lo hayu. The people of note, of fame, like they didn't even exist. It's nothing. When you think it's in 18th century, in 1865, there was, like the biggest star, the biggest media star. Everybody wanted to be just like him. Who knows who he was?
Elvis Presley.
Who is Zohar?
1865. Yeah.
18?
We always say who is Zohar.
1865, right?
1865, Billy the Kid.
The Gilgul of Uri Zohar.
What is it, movie
Nobody
star?
remembers.
What did you say, movie star?
No, I said the social. Nobody remembers. There's nothing. There's nothing. It wasn't anybody.
Oh.
It's nothing. It's gunish mit nicht. It doesn't matter who it was. People lived in the dreams of their minds. The daughter of Queen Victoria had a limp. She was like, I think she had some kind of a fever or whatever it is, and she walked with a limp. Princess Alexandra. She walked with a limp. Do you realize it was actually a fashion by noble London to fake a limp, in the Alexandra limp? Because it considered to be like really cool.
What the hell are the black guys doing, man?
Yeah, he said that. Yeah, he's gonna say they're gonna stone you. That's luckily for you, they don't.
No, like the guy.
The point is that it is all nonsense. The true chayim, the true life, is one in which you don't exist at all, because you're constantly beginning. You're starting all over again all the time. I remember that this notion dawned on me the first time I finished reading Anshe Shem from Rabbi Mohamed Nachman's. In Koch Ve'or, at the end, there's a little portion called Anshe Shem, the people of note. And he talks about Talmidei Rabbeinu. The different generations, the Talmidim by the time of Reb Nosson, Talmidim afterwards, v'chulu, v'chulu, v'chulu. And he mentions the people around his time. And at the end, I'll never forget the sentence. He says, "Ve'od rabim v'tovim," plus many and good and many, shebilu shnoseihem b'tova b'niimim b'avodas Hashem, and that have passed their days in luxurious pleasure of avodas Hashem. Ashrei chelkam. Fortunate is their lot. No name, no fancy matzeva, nothing. Od rabim v'tovim, many that bilu shnatim b'tova b'neimim, in good and in pleasure. Ashrei chelkam. Fortunate is their lot. Who are they? Were they doctors? Were they really, really tall? They belong in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. It's like what did Gul nicht mit nicht. They shebilu yameim b'tova b'neimim, that spend their days in good and in pleasure. Ashrei chelkam. Nobody knows who they are. The main tachlis of life is not to become a somebody, but
not
to
so
do,
people remember.
to do avodas Hashem, and each time, each rotzon, each urge, each longing to avodas Hashem. Rabbeinu says in the first sikha and sikha saran, the first one, David HaMelech says, "Chizku v'yametz v'vavchem kol yachlim l'Hashem." Be strong Since also missed the second one. He says that wise guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Wise guy, eh?
Wise guy. Anyhow, so he says that David Melech says, be strong and fortify your heart. All you who yearn for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So Rabbeinu says that the word yearning is a very precise word that David Melech is using. It's not a poetic language to say like, wow, these are people like, no. He says, afilu en zochin lasos klal, even those that you actually accomplished nothing. You can't even put on film. You can't even put on film. You want to learn. You don't even know how to read. Maybe you know how to read, but it takes you like 5 hours. You don't understand what you're saying. It says, the main thing is the longing, is the ratzon. And when you come to understand really, the only thing that exists is the ratzon. The only thing that you have is just your will to serve Hashem. Because Rabbeinu says, vis-a-vis what the Kadosh Baruch Hu is, kaviyachol, who can say he serves Hashem? It's like somebody taking water from the sea in his mouth and says he's drinking the ocean. And it's not even an example. It's just it's nonsense. And he says, and what the Torah is, and what the Torah really is, who can say that he learns Torah? Only the main thing is the ratzon. The main thing is the will, the longing. The fact that you're longing to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this is the thing that captures the Elokus. Actually, so what is the deed? The deed is the proof. The deed is keeping score. You need to want so badly until you do it.
So you get it.
Until you do it. Until you do it. The deed is a proof for the will. For the will.
But that's why.
Kabbalot.
That's why a very is an avera.
Huh?
That's why an avera is bad, because the deed is a proof that at that moment your will was not Hashem.
That's right. That's right. And that's also the reason why it says, you know, anybody who planned to do a mitzvah, but he was honest, you know, is not sure like he did the mitzvah. You know, if something forbade a person from doing the mitzvah, it's like he did the mitzvah. There's a story about the Rabbi Melech and the Rabbi Zisha when they went out Golos, you know, they were the even Golos.
Who are these rabbis?
They were the two Talmidim of the Magen from Mezrich. One of them is Rabbi Melech of Lizhensk. Elimelech. The Rebbe Elimelech. He's the only one from all the tzaddikim that is called the Rebbe Elimelech.
He's
The
one of the.
Rebbe Elimelech. He's actually,
Rabbeinu said he was one of the butlers.
yeah, one of the 8 battlers. He's my grandfather.
Yeah.
So you be careful.
Get out of town.
Yeah. So yeah. Now you're going to be nice to me,
Now I'm
huh?
gonna start respecting.
Yeah,
him
that's
now.
right. That's right. You're not going to treat me like, you know, kick me
dirt.
around anymore. All right. Anyhow, so.
Later.
Anyhow, as I was saying while I was rudely interrupted by me, so the Rebbe Melech is, as we said, it's one of the 8 Zakanim that Rebbe says in one of the 8 Zakanim of the film that we're learning about. Rebbe says one of them is the Rebbe Melech. And he's the Rebbe of, you know, all the Hasidiyas today. Bells, Vizhnitz, they are all his Talmidim.
Is that right?
Yeah,
How?
all of them.
Explain to
All
us.
of them Talmidim or Talmidim or his Talmidim. He is the Rebbe of all Rebbes. That's what they call it, the Rebbe Melech. He is the Satmer, not Skver, but Satmer and Vizhnitz and all the Hungarian dynasties, all the Polish dynasties, all the Galician dynasties. They're all his Talmidim. They're all. He's called the Rebbe of all Rebbes. And his brother, Rebbe Zisha.
Your great grandfather? Your great grandfather?
Yes. I am the ninth generation from him.
So you're like a rebel.
What?
So you're like a rebel.
But that's the first time you know these things? What's wrong with you? What's this guy?
Good morning.
I understand this. Stop treating me like dirt. I get no respect. I don't really... You know what's going on? It's like, hey, go on, it's all messed up. Anyhow, the Rebbe of Zisha
Some holy tabak.
was his brother. He's not like a tzaddik. He's like the Anova. He's famous that Rebbe of
Zisha.
Zisha from Anipoli. Yeah, from Anipoli. He's his brother. He's got two brothers. So in order to be mechaper the avodas of the door, they used to go make galas, to travel on themselves. They would go from place to place. They were disguised. Nobody knew who they were, and the galas means that they never stayed at one place more than 24 hours. They would stay, they just stay in the place and they would move on.
For how long? 5, 6 years?
I think I think it was more than 1 year. Once I think it was 12 months at the time. I'm not exactly sure what what it was, but this is what they used to do. And obviously, various things used to happen to them, and some of them are really like your hair stands on end when you hear the story that what happened to them, that they were by two witches. But the main story that I'm trying to say is that they were once blamed for something, put in jail. Put in jail, both of them. Put in jail.
The witches.
No. The two brothers. That's not the story of the witches. They were put in jail. Put in jail, with a whole bunch of criminals. And what's in the middle of the room?
Toilet.
Is the pail. Pail of toilet. So comes time for mincha. But you can't daven mincha, with a pail in the room.
Or not
The
that
halachas,
simple.
yeah.
He said it's worse than Gehenna because you can't even cry out to God.
So the halacha is you don't daven. You don't daven.
You can't just cover it with a cloth.
So what? No, you can't. It's foul, and you should learn halachas.
Like you're in the bathroom.
To learn the halachas, you have to go. Even when it's not covered, you have to go for dalad amas from the place. A, you cannot see it, and B, it has to be dalad amas from the place where the smell is no longer felt. Kitzur, no mincha today. So they got up, and they said they have a schos to become the mitzvah of not davening because there's a pail of refuse in the middle of the room.
It's a mitzvah.
So
not
this,
to daven.
yes, Shulchan Aruch says you don't daven.
It's a mitzvah.
It's
So
a
because
mitzvah.
the mitzvah lo-
It's a mitzvah not to daven. It's not a dancing around, around the thing. So the other guy over there says they're dancing. What are they dancing for? What are they dancing around the pail of what? So they got it. They also started dancing with them. So everybody's dancing, everybody's prancing, everybody's having a good time around this pail of what in the middle of jail. So the guard comes around and says, "What is this?" He says, "We don't know. These two Jews dancing around the
Get 'em outta
toilet
here."
pail." He says, "Oh yeah, I'll show them." He comes inside, takes out the toilet pail.
Start praying.
I'm going to show you. You're dancing around it? Take it out.
I think I heard, maybe it was that story they said, we know what we're dancing for. I don't know what these guys are dancing for. We know what we're dancing for.
So the main that's avodas Hashem. Avodas Hashem is the right now. The thing of the right now. You're doing the right now. So this is true long life. There's no meaning of being. There's no meaning of be consider anything. And the Rebbe Melech, when he became, when after the Maggid passed away, and he became, actually the Maggid sent him already to be Mekar of the people in Galicia to the Hasidus. I mean, you're talking about sanctity that cannot even be understood in human mind. You know, it's like he said that there are all kinds of stories on how this has actually happened. But every Shabbos, he says the maiden servants in the house of the Rebbe Melech would cry and kiss each other goodbye, like before, like Erev Kippur. Every Erev Shabbos, there was such an air of tshuva that the simple maiden servants would cry in tshuva and hug each other goodbye. Maybe I won't see you. And it's like that was happening in his household. You know, it's like they said that Erev used to come to the kitchen, lift his sleeves, and put his hands on the fire, and the fire would split. Not burn him. And he would cry, this is Melech, Melech, see what a Rosh you got. Even the fire doesn't want to burn you. And his Sefer, the Normally Melech, is considered called Srim Shel Tzadikim. That Reb Chaim von Tzand said that Erev Shabbos, after the mikveh, in the middle of the Sefer, there's all kinds, the little stars, like asterisks, in the middle. Nobody knows what they are. So Reb Chaim Tzaddik says that the Erev Shabbos after the mikveh, he's able to understand one spitz of one of the asterisks in the Normally Melech. You know, I think it's a Moshe Lev Sassover wanted to write Perish on the Normally Melech, and so in a dream they took him to a huge library, and with gazillion books, and one book over there, the spine of one book was shining. So he asked what it is. So they told him all these, says this shining book is the Normally Melech, and all these books are Perushim on that, Perushim and Normally Melech, that the Malachim are still writing. You want to write the Perush of Normally Melech? He said it's called Sifri Shel Tzadikim. And there are three. They said that Normally Melech is everything about the tzaddik, the tzaddik, the tzaddik this, the tzaddik that. The job of the tzaddik is this, and this he does that, whatever it is. And they said the Normally Melech is called Sifri Shel Tzadikim, and the Tanya is called Sifri Shel Beinonim. The Tanya. Because he's talking about the Madriga of Beinoni. The Likutei Halachos is called Sifri Shel L'Shoy. Because that's the sefer that is.
Does that mean like in spite or?
No.
I mean, we're saying.
For us, so
means,
we can
it
understand.
means the sefer that the Shoim need. I mean, the Balatani, if you're a Beinoni, you can make use of it. The Normally Melech, if you're a Tzaddik, you make use of it. But the Likutei Halachos is
Even
the Rasha.
Even
the Rasha can make it Kal V'chomer, Beinonim, and Tzaddikim. But anyhow, so Schus Yagan Aleinu. By the way, this year is the Refuas
Aaron Ben Chana.
Aaron Ben Chana, that Hashem should be healthy, so Shechol Yamav Shnoi Savim Shlos Chaim Be'emet, that when a person is moisif, he adds in his avodah every single day. You start new. Forget about wars. Right now, although as we were going yesterday or 2 days before, a person needs to be a puppy. No, puppy is not that. Puppy thinks your puppy thinks that everything is a great idea. You know, you never knows that. It's like you take a stick, you throw it away. Wow, that's a great idea. And it goes around. Okay, how about to eat? Wow, it's a great idea. So how about we go walk? It's a great. Wow, how can you think of such things? You know that they say that there's a dog keeps a diary and a cat keeps a diary, and the dog says, you know, at 9 o'clock in the morning, my master took me walking. This is my favorite, occupation you can think of. And at 12 o'clock, he gave me, a leftover, whatever. It's my favorite lunch. Whereas a cat keeps a diary, he says, today is Tuesday, day 933 to captivity.
Oh, man.
Look, you said you should be like a dog.
That's what I'm saying. You should be like a puppy. When it comes to places, it's wow, it's a great idea. Wow, let's do it. Yeah, wow, unbelievable. How do you think of this? It's incredible. There's a choshen v'yid in Bnei Brak His name is Shmuel Hoffman. Shmuel Hoffman is a very simple Jew. Very simple Jew. And his father is even a simpler Jew. And his thing is by davening, he cries out HaKadosh Baruch Hu all the time. When he was young, he actually came from, I think his father is Russian or Ukrainian or whatever. He looks like a little like a Tartar, like a, you know, with the slanty eyes. And he was in Chabad, and as a Bocher, he was in Chabad. The simplest guy you can think of. The simplest, not sophisticated at all guy you can think of. But his heart is burning to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, just burning to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You know, one of the guys said that Shmuel goes like, so this HaKadosh Baruch Hu goes, oh, Shmuel. It's quelling, you know, Shmuel. So Shmuel Hoffman is when you talk to him and he likes what you're saying, he repeats it. You know, so it's like, you know, so this person says, talking about, I once spoke to him and said about this Beiditas. I said, I met this Litvic guy that when he was young, he was taken to meet the Briskerov. So he goes, yeah, the Briskerov. So he spoke to the Briskerov. It's a big thing. He says, yes, it's a big thing. He says, you know, and we go speak to the Kodesh Baruch Hu. He says, yeah, we speak to the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Like, he repeats it. He's like, it's a great idea.
Paraphrases.
No, he doesn't paraphrase. He just repeats it. It's
He
like
gets so excited.
he gets so excited. He's in it. He's like, wow, this is great. You know that they sent him a tzav giyus to the army when he was young. He went to the field. He didn't even know about Bresley. He went to the field. He screamed to Kodesh Baruch Hu, I'm not moving from here until they bring me the Ptor. What do you think? They didn't bring the Ptor to the field? They went, the army said that you don't go, whatever it is. To the field they brought it to him.
What's a field?
To the field. To
the field.
To the
What did they
field.
bring to him?
The Ptor from the army. He got a conscription notice. So he went to the field to cry to Kodesh Baruch Hu to save him from going to the army. And I was going to the army at those times, and I can tell you, he had a good reason not to go to the army. Anyhow, so afterwards, when it was time to get married, who wanted to marry him? It was just, he couldn't learn, just nothing, whatever it is. So he went to Meron. And again, started crying over there. Meron said, Rebbeinu Shalom, I'm staying here. I'm staying here until I get a shidduch. And it's just Pasha Tmimis, not trying to like bar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tmimis. So they made the shidduch over there. They came a Yid. He says his daughter was, one of those cases they get married and immediately they breaks up, whatever it is. I think with a baby, without a baby, I'm not exactly sure whatever it is. And she has an apartment, she has everything. And so she's divorced. So they told him. So he asked the guys, is there any problem with divorcing? They told him no. So he says, okay, fine. And Baruch Hashem is married with children, is a Kinana, old tzaddikim, old Kinana. And when he got married, the Rebbe says, be careful from debts. The Rebbe says, don't get into debt. So when it came time to marry off his children, so his mechutin is another Breslov, and he says, how much do you give, whatever it is? So he says, I have 30,000 shekels. So the guy laughed, what are you talking about? Like an apartment costs $60,000 or whatever at the time it cost, but 30,000 shekels. You're joking. So he stood up and became angry. He says, you want to be machshel me in chayvis? In Alvarez?
Right.
He says, you. The Rebbe said not to go into Alvarez, not to go into debt. You want to be machshel me? What do you think the other guy didn't pay for the whole thing? And what the other guy got, I don't know. But the point is that Pashut, a simple Yid. I remember that somebody once came to him because he was davening so loud. So there was an old Litvak that used to daven over there by Nosson Tzvikenig in Rehov Alshich. And he came in and he said, why are you davening so loud? The Stapler doesn't daven so loud. So he said, so Shmuel said, yeah, but somebody great in the Stapler told us to daven loud. And to say somebody great in the Stapler in Bnei Brak, it's like,
Asking for
it's like, but Hey, you can't argue with that. It's like a. And the thing with Shmuel, the thing is that everything is a great idea. It's to do with Avodas Hashem. It's a great idea. Yeah, let's do it. Everything's just a great idea. Forget about it. Man. A great idea. That's life. That's the essence of life. Ki Sarah b'chinas malchus emuna. Sarah is the malchus, the emuna. B'chinas shesara kol olam. Sarah is a euphemism for malchus because the word Sarah is a conjugation of the verb to rule. Sar is a minister. Shesara kol olam, that she ministers the world. She rules the world. That Hashem should be the king over the entire land. Should be a revelation of the kingdom of Hashem throughout the entire land. That's the principle of tefillin. That's what tefillin is about. Tefillin is the relay system that brings the unfathomable malchus of HaKadosh Baruch Hu into revelation. Because the main drawing down of the moichin of the tefillin, materialization of the tefillin, is through the memory of the emunah, which is the heart, in the heart. And when you pull in the moichin of the tefillin, the main vessel, the main tool that enables you to receive the moichin of the tefillin is the reshima of the emunah in the heart. We said that the moichin leave, right? At night, when you go to sleep, that the moichin leaves, and the only thing that's left is just the reshima. And the reshima, the memory of the emunah, the fact that it's the reshima of the emunah in the heart constitutes a fertile ground upon which the moichin of the tefillin can be planted. Because a person doesn't believe, you talk to him, a moichin, and it sounds to them like you're joking. Like, what the heck are you talking about? What's this? Well, because there's no background, there's no fertile ground upon which to plant the moichin. The emptiness of the ground, the emptiness of the malchus, the emptiness of the emunah is not an emptiness of nothingness. It's an emptiness of potential. That you can work on it. And if you put something, it'll make it grow. It's not a void where whatever you put in there will just disappear. It's something that has the capacity to receive, to retain, and to grow. That's the emunah. That's the reshima. So yeah, what you need to do is when you put the moichin on the emunah, a person that has emunah, you give him moichin, they both grow. Rabbeinu says in Torah Dalet that the Torah, the moichin, fire up the emunah, and the emunah, brings about to the moichin ischadshus and newness and rejuvenation. The main drawing of the moichin of the tefillin, and is through the emunah in the heart. And by the fact that you bring down the moichin of the tefillin, this shines to the emunah, and the emunah, becomes greater. You notice there is, Baruch Hashem, plain emunah of Pshutei Am, the people. Beyond that, the more you learn Torah, suddenly the emunah becomes a lot greater. Not only this, but when you learn, the emunah actually turns into das. the things that you used to believe in, general level, that today you know for a fact. Today you believe in much higher things. Like Emunah Pratis or anything. Today this is small change for this. That's small change for you. Today you believe in much higher things. So the Emunah and the Das and the Moichin, they reflect to one another. The Das enriches the Moichin, and the Moichin enrich the Das. So this is the things that afterwards the Emunah shines in a much greater light. This one thing depends on the other. The Emunah, through the Emunah, you receive Moichin. And as now, when you have Emunah, you become a fertile ground to get the Moichin. And the kind of Moichin that you get, that enlivens and widens and expands the Emunah. As much as the Moichin get renewed, those Moichin that shift to Emunah can nishnishlam and isgad mechazik Emunah yoyser v'yoyser v'chen l'olam. So the Moichin strengthens the Emunah, and the Emunah brings about higher consciousness, higher awareness, higher mind, and that higher mind gives you a wider Emunah, a deeper Emunah, a more comfortable Emunah, and also more focused Emunah. That Emunah draws in higher das and higher sogas and higher awareness, and that in itself enriches, and brings about, instigates a greater Emunah, and it goes back and forth all the time. One and go up and up and up and up without end. There is a perfection in Emunah, a totality in Emunah, above totality. Until you can actually achieve what you call the supernal Emunah, the highest Emunah there is. Rosh Emunah, that's the head of the Emunah, that's the spitz, that's the very beginning of Emunah, which is really beyond any kind of attainments, understandings, and acquisition of das alakus, because beyond all das is Emunah. Because there's a limit to what a person can get. Because until he's not a person, they said at kedei kach, they said there's a Mama Chazal that Yofo Shor Shel Chayei Olam, 1 hour of Olam Haba is greater than the entire Olam Hazeh. But it says also that Yofo Shor Shel Torah Masim Shel Tshuva Masim Tovim Ba'Olam Hazeh, 1 hour of tshuva and good deeds in this world is greater than the entire Olam Haba. Both ways. So what gives? How can it be? Because the answer is, in this world, when you do tshuva masim tovim, the emunah is in the Kodesh Baruch Hu Himself. It's limitless. The value of what you're doing is without end. It says, "Ba'olam haba," in the world to come, Kodesh Baruch Hu has to give koyach to the tzaddikim, so they should be able to sustain the goodness that He gives them. There's a limit to how much you can get. The Baruch Hu wants to give more, so He has to give koyach, He has to give kalim to receive more. But in this world, you do it with total emunah. Emunah is the emunah you believe in Kodesh Baruch Hu. You don't know what you believe in. You just believe in Kodesh Baruch Hu in general, which means you believe in Ein Sof. So the value of what you do is infinite. So 1 hour of tshuva masim tovim in this world is better than entire Olam Haba. Olam Haba is only what you can get. You're limited. But what you do, the emunah that you do, is beyond anything. The emunah is lemala min hakol. It's lemala min hamoich. Zeh b'chinas tefillin shel rosh. This is the emunah of tefillin shel rosh. Ki tefillin shel yad im b'chinas v'yi yadav emunah. The tefillin shel yad constitutes the emunah of the hand. And his hands were emunah. That's where you bring the maisa into the emunah. Tefillin shel Rosh and B'chinas Rosh Emunah. The Tefillin shel Rosh is the head of the Emunah, the Spitz Emunah. Shezoichet achar kol hasagas hamoichin. This is what you attain and achieve after you have already attained all the moichin, all the mind you can possibly attain as a human being, as a human neshama. Shul lemala mikol hamoichin. It's the highest of all the moichin. This is what Rabbeinu says, that the blind beggar remembers everything and remembers nothing, which is Rosh Emunah. This is the head of the Emunah, which is beyond and above all the moichin, to be continued on Sunday.